Scientists merge human brain cells with AI. While news anchors are reporting that AI poses the existential threat to humanity, other news anchors are AI. Welcome to Soul Spy University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today, I can't believe I'm sharing how scientists are merging human DNA with AI, and that there are currently AI news anchors in various countries on major stations since April, and so much more. But first, please, it is so important for you to remember to like so I can keep existing and putting out these very interesting headlines for you, as well as discussions that many don't have, and share so we can keep existing for you, and subscribe to be a part of the family and not miss out on the next major headline. Also, there's a donation link in the description box, as well as a super chat thanks. I am live every Tuesday at our premiere of our new videos. I also have a list of services in the description box for what I'm currently available for in case anyone needs that. All right, so yeah, I don't know which one to start first, Tommy, but yeah, can you believe this?
That's the combination one. That's mind blowing. I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Apparently, they can make human brain cells in a lab and then combine it with AI, which apparently already acts like human, like AI already acts like a human brain according to these scientists, and
Yeah.
have things in there that is already like resembling human DNA, but now they're gonna add actual human DNA.
Why? I don't understand. I don't see the point. I don't get the point.
I think to supposedly to make AI smarter.
It's already smarter. And isn't this technically against, like, I forgot what the law is, but you're not supposed to mix human DNA with anything. You're not supposed to, unless it just applies with animals,
Yeah, well, yeah,
or you're not supposed to create like a life type situation.
yeah, I know what you mean, like ethical laws. Yeah, there were ethical laws regarding the cloning of I think a sheep at one point, and also something with stem cells. They ran into some laws there that you might be referring to. But yeah, this I don't know. The scientist that reported on this said, and he wasn't the one that is in it, but he was just reporting on the news as sort of like someone to check in about this, but he has nothing to do with it. Basically, it was like, yeah, so in like maybe the next 5 to 6 years, we might have AI that's smarter than us. And it's like, that's already out. And if you're
Yeah,
thinking,
it's happening.
huh? Yeah. And if you're thinking of the superhuman ones that can end the world, that's probably already there. It's just not out. And like maybe out by December. I'm not saying it's going to end the world, but that's if that, I mean,
Going to
that's going to
it's going to definitely end the world.
be.
Oh, why do they do these things?
Speaking of which, it did make the list, the official list for things that can end the world. Apparently, what they're predicting will end the world is a cascading thing of events, including AI. So it won't just be like one thing, it'll be like a cascading thing of events
Ugh,
to give any comfort.
I don't understand. Why don't they just like try to save us all instead of just destroying us and making things a lot easier for us? And the easier things end up killing us all. Just get I've had it with technology. I want to become a Amish person and just live without technology and just be like, oh, look at that there, Steve. The, the sky is red. Well, I guess it's time.
Yeah, I kind of am with you a little bit. I think that's why I like pieces from like the 1800s or early 1900s. It's like I like when like right before electricity came out, or I like before there was electricity, or at least
Yeah,
the earlier the better. It seems to me.
yeah. It's just it's all downhill, people.
I don't want to be against anything because I'm all about like human exploration and open minds. But as some of you may already know from my previous videos, and Tommy definitely knows, I was born not wanting electricity. I was just born where I just didn't want anything in my room. By the time my mom wanted to put a white TV with a VCR attached in my room, um, you know, I was still hesitant. She made it white, so I liked it. But I remember they wanted to put a computer in my room. I was like, no. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll cave in if it's a Nickelodeon one because I have to cave in to my mom. And like, it was just, oh my God, I just did not want any electricity in there. So, and kids are kind of smart, unless that's a former lifetime thing. I don't know.
See, I was the complete opposite when I was a kid. I was like, "Can I have a TV in my room?" It's like, "Why? TV stupid." And it's like, "Can I have a computer? Or you know how to use piece of paper and pen?" And I'm like, "Okay,
Those are my kind of people.
yeah." Well, eventually, I got a TV in my room when I was like deep in my teens. It's only because I
Yeah.
went and bought it myself.
Once I actually wanted one, I was moved to Yorktown where I wasn't allowed to have it. But either way, um, there was something else about what you were saying that was hilarious.
The
Oh,
computer.
then my mom, okay. Anyway, long story short, she dates this guy. He's super high tech. He happened to be the head dean of Cornell. She was this isn't the head dean of Cornell, whatever. He moves in, another thing, another story. And he brings all these things from like the Sharper Image. Remember the Sharper Image? I don't know if it exists anymore. Literally, this is in the 90s. You wave your hand in front of the CD player and it just opens. And I'm like, can you just open it yourself? Like, why'd you have to come on your spaceship? He had a Lexus at the time, two-door silver, very spaceshipy. In fact, I don't even know what this technology is now. Is this secret technology from Cornell? What is it? I don't know. But I'm like, can we just be normal? Like I was trying to make a tricycle out of my skateboard out of cardboard and tape. That's how industrial I was. I don't need
Yeah,
this
that
high
didn't safe
tech
at all.
waves. What?
That didn't sound safe at all.
Didn't work out. But you know what did work out? The surfboard on the stairs.
This is probably why you can't remember so many different things.
Exactly why. And to me, that is an advantage. But to kids nowadays, they're not doing such things. They're in the Game Boy. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my generation still. I did get a clear Game Boy. I did play Tetris. That's right, guys. I put squares in a line.
So back to the original thing. Um, what who's saying this that they're putting human DNA, and as to the reasoning why did they say this? What are they doing? What's their purpose?
To make the AI smarter.
But it's already it's like super intelligent. It's already way more intelligent than we are, and
Yeah.
that's what I don't get.
I guess, all
Also,
these
how?
companies, huh?
Also, how the hell does that work? I don't get it.
Well, we're not scientists, so
Speak for yourself.
but I'm guessing this is bound to happen. And if it did already, I think it did already. But maybe there's competing companies trying to outsmart the other one. That's another problem.
Like they don't stop and think. It's like, hey, we're mixing something with the human DNA. Oh wait, it's going to say that it's alive, and we have to follow its laws and say that it is alive, and now it's going to eat our fucking sorry everybody, eat our brains. It's like I don't. Why do we create things that are just inevitably going to cause issue?
Because I think they're just exploring and maybe it's not going to cause issue.
Come on, come on. You're creating a being that's going to far surpass our intellect. We are the only reason our stupid little bodies are the number one ruler on this world is because of this. And now that when you create something smarter than that, that thing is the leader. That thing is the alpha. You have to do what it wants. then we go from this to this. And that's a huge problem.
It's interesting. You're bringing up a good point, which is, we're assuming that the AI has ego. Perhaps it's only ego that would do something like this. And perhaps AI won't have ego.
If you're adding human DNA to it, it will.
Well, like pigs, don't they have human DNA or close to it, and they don't have an ego?
No, they do not. They're we can just use their organs because it's kind of close, and they're intelligent, and we don't know if they have ego because we can't have a conversation with them.
Okay.
So we don't know what the development of anything can be. It's a theory that it won't because it's a computer, but the simple fact is we don't know what will set it off. It doesn't have to be ego. It could be simple uh, fear that it will be, deleted for its life. Maybe it believes that we're inferior. We'll definitely be inferior, and it will mathematically, because if you think about it mathematically, humans are unnecessary. We
Yeah,
don't
but maybe
provide,
we are necessary for them.
but if we create them and they can create more of them, we are unnecessary. And we in the ecosystem of this planet are useless. We don't add anything to this planet. We just take.
Um, we might be, maybe they need to be plugged in, which we could do, and they can't do.
What? No, no. They can do their own thing. Computers make their like almost all the stuff that we have is, you know, made by computers, made by machines that are made by that use computers. We don't sit there and like that's over. So they can create more of themselves. They can plug themselves in. They can do whatever they want. And if we put brain cells into them, and I don't know what, I honestly don't know the purpose of it because they can create a smarter version of themselves. They don't need human DNA. That is just, that's kind of like, that's ego saying that our DNA is obviously superior. So the
You know,
stupid computer needs it. It's like, no, it doesn't.
maybe because we will be their creators, they will like really like us, like God. Like we like
Yeah, you see a lot of people liking God. A lot of people like God, but then there's a lot of people that do not. Also, to,
but then when they meet God, they do. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
until they can touch God and realize, oh, you're just a sack of meat. Oh,
Yeah, but that's
no.
God. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but this
God.
computer, your analogy is that it's God.
I'm just saying, maybe.
I don't know, man. I think it's a terrible, terrible decision. The adding human brain cells to it, I don't know what the honest true purpose of it, because right now the computer's way smarter than us, and we can create things that will make it even further smarter, even more smarter than us. So I don't see the purpose other than experimenting and ego.
Um, no, it's human exploration. However, to your previous point, dogs, right? Dogs are inferior to us, right?
Of course.
We're nice to them, right?
So we're gonna be dogs. We're gonna be their pets.
I'm saying we're nice to them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Um, are they necessary?
Yes, actually.
They're not technically necessary for our survival.
Um, Originally they were because they were used as um protection. Then us being us, we're like, oh, it'd be great if this animal was smaller, cuter, and I could stick it on my lap. And so that just expanded and expanded and expanded. So um, originally it was necessary to have them because we also back then they needed to fight off wolves, and they can't have a wolf to fight off a wolf, so they created dogs from wolves. It was a whole thing.
This isn't necessary,
It is not. That is not necessary.
but it is necessary. My
But
point is, we are friends with dogs, and our dog's gonna like us even more when we give her a haircut soon on Monday. This is Muffin, everybody.
Muffin, say hi.
Hello.
Muffin, you're on camera.
Anyway, so it could work out.
No, no, it's not. It won't. And
Well,
also, a poor Muffin, guess what happens when they're like, oh, these damn rats. Everybody has all these rats in their apartment. And they use a gigantic machine to get rid of Muffin.
maybe they see them as pure souls and they keep them.
More likely, they're going to go into the like industrial wood chipper, just like us.
Well, everybody, we want to know. Put in the comments, what do you guys think? Yeah, she disagrees. You guys heard that shake. Um, what do you guys think in the comments? AI also, did I even mention that there's been AI news anchors since April?
Oh yeah. He said that. I've heard about that for a while. Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of these weird little countries are like, we don't want to pay anybody, so we're gonna have like this AI do all the news.
All right, you ready? Indonesia, Taiwan, Kuwait, Malaysia, and China all have AI news anchors.
They couldn't find people.
I'm so glad that I paid for a journalism degree.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, I paid for a freaking photography degree, and that was before these phones came out, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, there's so many options!" And I'm like sitting there with all these little lenses and everything. They're like, my life is my life is a joke.
Yeah, can you guys imagine our next episode? It's just like, hey, everybody. And we're just AIs.
Yeah. What's up, that? Hello, people. This is Thomas. Thomas. It's like, let us talk about how amazing AI is.
AI, everything we said in the past, not true. There were no murders here.
It is number one.
Um, you guys have to go on my TikTok because I had a thing where I said, "Oh my God, there's such a storm outside. Imagine if our fake tree just started shedding branches." It actually did start shedding branches. Really weird. What's even weirder is I get in my car and there's a fake leaf on my passenger seat. Are we all becoming fake since the Barbie movie? Are we all becoming? Is this an AI world?
So, what is their purpose on the fake news, the AI anchors? Just to do it, or just so that they can have accurate, uh, you know,
Cut
news segment?
costs. Cut costs.
Would it cut costs though?
I guess so.
Oh, I guess. I mean, it seems like it would be a lot of. Well, I guess if there's all kinds of little apps and stuff, God, people.
I love
I.
I
It's
love how everybody is now trying to be like, it's not going to interfere with their jobs. It's not going to interfere with anyone's jobs. It's not going to interfere. There's no anchors anymore. Taking our jobs.
You know what's funny too? They made an AI program that would make South Park episodes. They added in a bunch of pictures of South Park. They added in the characters, and you can make unlimited episodes using AI. and it would just take all these storylines. And now it's not just South Park. They're doing it with literally every single different cartoon that's out there. So I understand now why these writers are probably losing their minds.
Great, great. Now, it does it seem like the actual show?
Better. Yeah.
Oh my God. Sidebar, I was listening to country radio today on the way to the forest, and there was this game they were playing where you take like the first word is the profession you have, and the second word is like your favorite cartoon. So like the person that was on the radio was like, oh, DJ Jetson, right? So I was like, Coach Family Guy? Like, because I'm like a life coach, and it's like Coach like South Park, like
Yeah, mine would be weird. It'd be security Rick and Morty.
I even thought I even thought of Rick and Morty because I didn't I think I saw it once and loved it, but everybody tells me I would love it. So I'm like, well, if I ever watch that, it was my favorite, it'd be like Coach Rick and Morty. But
What if Invader Zim?
what is it?
Invader Zim. God, it's a good. Oh my God, it's amazing. You'd love it.
I never you never spoke about
Yes, I
that.
have. Yes, I have.
What is it called? Invader Zim?
Yep.
You've never once mentioned that to me.
I've mentioned it many times, but you're like, oh, hey, Tommy.
Okay, you know that's not what I'm really like. You know
Well,
I'm more
you're like 5'1" and I'm 6'4", so this is exactly the truth of how we talk.
5'3" and yes, but I'm more like, in my zone all week, like whatever, Tommy. Like in my New York, like doing what I have to do.
All right. We need to pause for 1 second, please, people.
Yes. Oh my God. Tommy disappeared for a second. It was like, that's another theory, guys, that AI is going to be invisible. And, ah,
It is technically invisible, isn't it?
well, I think everyone thinks of it as like robots or in a machine. But you're
Yeah.
right, it's invisible. Um, Now, we actually did cover another story at one point, which we either did release, so check it out, or are going to release. Either way, check out our playlist. But remember, Tommy, there was something where the AI was told to watch somebody and it kept watching them even though they shut the computer off or the program off. Like it like turned on like it started watching them from another device that like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we already recorded about that, but yeah, um, they wanted to see how AI would work with cameras, how it would follow the people. And so they decided to shut the cameras off. And so the AI system used the Wi-Fi signal to map out the room and map out the location of people. So it can now use Wi-Fi signals as basically cameras, grid cameras, basically mapping out what things are, like the wall system and everything of every single thing, every room. So there's no escape, everyone. If there's Wi-Fi nearby, good luck.
okay, given everything we've covered with UFOs, which if you're interested in that topic, check out that playlist. UFOs, and if you really delve deep, um, according to Dr. Stephen Greer's documentary, The Lost Century and How to Reclaim It, which we also cover in a video in case you don't want to pay for it, they've had such advanced technology for so long, right? So they've had that technology that has yet to come out, right? That we're going to see soon. It's so much more advanced for so long that I think you guys should check out the video we did on what's going on with our phones because for years, I was like, something's weird with this phone. I'll literally think of something and it'll get like advertised to me. And of course, everybody's like, you probably, it's listening to us. I'm telling you. Okay, but I didn't auditorily say about the things that were advertised to me. But literally, the moment I thought it was advertised to me. And no, I didn't text it. No, I didn't put it in my notes. So we recorded that a year ago. We re-recorded it recently. We put it out. We did it for a reason. And I think AI has been in phones a little bit. Um, and like, I don't know. I think to some degree, I knew I wasn't freaking crazy, man. There's something going on. Like there's more going on than we know for sure.
Absolutely. Um, man, I don't know. You know my feelings on this. I hate it. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it because it's just at this point, it's just it's somebody you push the damn boulder down the hill, and it's just there's no stopping it at this point. That stupid 6 month ban, please.
At
What
least
isn't it?
I tried.
Are we technically supposed to be in that 6 months right now? What the hell is this?
You're right.
So obviously that was all nonsense because who was going to enforce that?
They all
So
signed it.
yeah,
No one agreed. Like they all signed it, but no one probably really agreed, you know,
who's
because
going to enforce it? Signing it's all well and good, but it's like who cares?
it was a petition from Elon Musk, Stephen Wall something, and somebody else, Steve Wozniak. And yeah, check out that video, guys. That was good too. Um, but yeah, and like in other videos I've mentioned, all these AI people look terrified when interviewed about AI. Sam Altman, if you really key into the energy, if you are intuitive, um, they're terrified. These people are straight up terrified. Um, we're not here to cast any. In fact, in the last AI video, we covered what Mo Gaudet said, a senior Google officer that quit for many reasons. And he a lot of people quit, as we covered on our channel, so check it out. But basically he mentioned don't even have kids at this point, because it's gonna be that crazy. And I mentioned this for a reason. I did a channeled message at the end of that video, because I don't want to leave people in despair. That is not our objective here. We're literally just keeping a finger on the pulse, on the very latest pulse of AI, so that you guys are aware of what's going on. Um, and think about it. Either way, you have to. We're transitioning either way. We're walking each other home, so to speak. Earth is not heaven. So Tommy's wish to be immortal, there are millionaires and billionaires out there really investing on how to become immortal or live as long as possible. Live as long as possible, okay, because we only get maybe this life and this identity once. That's what you want,
Mortal. Live
immortal.
a more.
So you want to live in the world forever that's going to be AI run?
No, I want to travel through space and be immortal.
Okay, that's called, okay, I have to be careful now because I was going to say that's called transitioning to the next level. But guys, you stay here for as long as God allows you to stay here, because we're here for reasons. We signed up for this exact time for these exact reasons. Whenever our time is naturally to go, we will go, right? And we will enjoy the hell out of everything. And when you look back at your life, you'll realize you were only here for a second. And you're going to realize why you were here. Our soul, our higher selves has signed up for so much more than we realize right now. But apparently, a lot of souls want to come to Earth, and we all made it. So stay for as long as you possibly can, because before you know it, we will be at the eternal party. Now, here's the thing, heaven, or whatever you call it. Here's the thing, we're going to transition one way or the other. People transition one way or the other. Some people pass at age 14 from a car. I am luckily, I had a few NDEs and I'm still here for some reason, right? There are people that live till 80 and then they pass the C word, right? If we pass from an apocalypse or AI, we had to go some way. I guess it's going to be the action adventure way. But either way, we end up together as one, in love with each other, who we really are. It's okay. But again, stay here for as long as you possibly can. Um, but in case anyone is scared to death, check out all my interviews on near death experiences. I've done a few and I have yet to put out some that are very compelling. But Tommy, why would you, aside from natural, we have to stay here for as naturally as long as we can, as long as God wills or we signed up for both, in my opinion. But why would you want to sign up to be immortal? Don't you want to go to heaven? Oh my God, don't you want the calorie-free
I
treat? I know
because
I
I
want
want to
my mom
explore.
again.
I want to explore. It's like, okay, I go to heaven, I see all these people that died. I'm like, cool.
You don't realize what heaven is. It's I don't I'm about to glorify the hell out of it, and that's why I'm a death doula. One of my things, if anyone needs it. But I don't want to glorify it too much because I don't want people to go there on purpose. But Tommy, it's an amazing place. Of the reason, one of the reasons we're here is to realize even more of what we want. The more of what, the more we realize what we don't want, the more we realize what we do want. Through this experience of polarity that we signed up for, of contrast, as they call it. You know, you can't see the white until you see the black. You can't see the black until you see the white. You know, um, you realize even more of what you want, and you evolve so much, and that's it. Further creates an even better heaven for you.
Okay. But I kind of want to see what happens if like I'm immortal and I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and dive through this black hole. Let's see what's going on. I want to know everything. I guess you could do it. I guess, if you pass, you'll probably learn everything anyway. But that's a that's a toss up. So I want to be I want to be able to find out, be around when the aliens finally be like, you know what? Hey guys, yeah, it's us. Uh, jump on our ship, take it through the stars, just have you see things that you've never even could even imagine, couldn't even fathom the beauties of the galaxy. That's what I want to see, and I want to be able to live and long enough to see it. So immortality, unless they could extend my life for like an extra 2,000 years, and then fine. But you need that time.
Okay, a couple things on that. First of all, I love your zest for life, so yes. If and when you ever go, heaven is a million times better. Another good thing is, if and when you ever go, that you can then, they call it reincarnate, but you can come back. And you could come back after this life if you want and experience all that. When I always knew, even as a child, when you pass over, it's just a sudden understanding of everything. And then apparently that's true. So, so I understand like trying to prolong your life to like see, but don't think you can't see from the other side. And don't think you can't like know even more from the other side. Talk about traveling through stars. Forget about it. Oh my God.
I
Rainbow.
know, but here's the issue. What if you don't believe in reincarnation? What if you don't believe on the other side? What's on the other side? Because nobody really, really knows. People can guess, people can hope, people can pray, so nobody really knows.
But I interview people who have been on the other side.
I, is it the same for everybody? Is it different? How's it different? I don't know, man. I like information. You know this.
Yeah, it's different in a good way. Listen, you signed up to have a pretty thick veil on you, and most people have.
Right.
Most people have. But you met me for a reason and expanded you a little, thank God. Perhaps it will expand you further. But
It
what?
it has.
Yeah. Um, I'm just listening to your point of view. Um, just know, guys, because I want to address his point of view because I know that there are others that feel that way. And just know that it's all going to be okay, no matter what. I love your Zest for Life. I think it's great that you signed up for that. I think that's exactly what people signed up for in this human experience. So go and try to do that as much as possible. So that is great. But just know if and when the time ever comes, relax, know it's going to be totally fine. Everything will become clear soon. I mean, according to Donald Hoffman, we're not seeing 99.9% of our reality. We're only seeing this much. So it's almost like his science puts all this mathematical and celerity and all that backing up to all the things I've ever believed, which is like when you pass, you just take the headset off and you see a 360 view. What's even more interesting about this is when you're meditating or whatever, you even when you close your eyes, you see in front of you, but you can't like turn around and see in back of you, you know? So you'd be surprised. We really signed up for basically being a sliver of what we really are and evolving that. And when we pass over, it's so much bliss because not only are we reuniting with who we really are, with the more evolved part of us, but eventually we all are one, which is huge, and we're all part of God. So, talk about stars, Tommy. We will be like,
But you see my issue here?
I love stars, and I think they'll be like rainbow stars, and anything you ever wanted will be amplified there. What?
My issue here
Less
is
than a minute, by the way.
all right. Forget it.
Real quick, go.
There should not be AI with brain things unless it could make me immortal. And secondly, the freaking the news anchor thing, that's just cheap people. Come on. People need jobs.
I'm worried about AI making people immortal, and that traps them here instead of evolving to where they should be. Maybe that's the real threat of AI. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think in the comments? This conversation continues, so please subscribe, be a part of the family, like so we can keep existing for you, share so we could definitely keep existing at all. And yeah, donation link in the description box. You have no idea how much that means to me. Shout out to Sarah. And also, I have a list of services in case anybody needs it.